So it's in a thread. First time I found it. Yes, it's the same as a large bastard sword. Because I was thinking about using a Nodachi or the large katana.
Where's a large katana? I can't find a large katana. And I also can't find a large bastard sword.
I feel like that might be pertinent to that game itself. That might have been invented like you did.
2d6 is 2d6 is very powerful. Like, I was looking at your scores, and there's really you probably shouldn't be hitting that high.
I'll find it.
I am not fond of thick steak.
Sorry, Jason. Let me just finish this real quick because I'm gonna forget about it if I don't.
It's okay.
I'll find it.
The
You
link
can
I
play.
just sent you, that's the blacksmith, and it's his hammer.
Okay, katana's a 1d8.
Yeah, the small one. I mean the medium.
Okay, then you're supposed to be doing a -2 to hit if you do that. Because it's a large katana and you're a medium creature. A large katana would be a katana that, like, a troll would use.
I got +9 on your fucking attack roll.
The power attack?
Or just the special one? Not the power attack.
Which one are you asking about?
The first one. Masterwork Katana. 18 plus 9.
+2 with the weapon, expertise, and masterwork. Plus base attack bonus and stuff.
That's insane.
What is this? His strength mod is 4.
Wait, yeah, no, how do you have 9? Because I have... Actually, that makes sense. I have -2.
Yeah, his strength mod's 4, and his
Plus he's got
base
the feat.
attack bonus is 3.
Plus the feat, plus masterwork.
Because I have +7
that's 9
on my regular attacks, but it's -2
but
because I'm dual
if you're gonna keep using that thing, if you're gonna keep using that thing, you gotta take -2 to your attack. And honestly, I don't even know if I'm gonna keep letting you use it because it doesn't make sense you using some thing a Dark Souls boss would use, you know?
That's lame.
It's not lame.
Yeah,
it's not lame. It's trying to make it balanced. Like, I can't let you wield some, telephone pole while Hal over here, who's stronger than you, is just wielding a normal battle axe.
It's not that big. It's supposed to be like a Nodachi.
Bisham is long.
It's supposed to compare directly to the Nodachi. This is where I found it, which is just a.
Nodachi was a Nodachi.
Is that a Chinese spear?
It's not a spear. It's like a super long blade. It's like a large whip.
All right. Well, I'll get back to this later. I'm going to write a note down. But suffice it to say that the next time you're playing, you will not be having the exact same weapon.
Back to the drawing board, big boy.
I'm all about trying to min-max and stuff, but
I mean, we already have Jason, who's plenty overpowered as is.
yeah, I don't know. Well, you know, Jason's overpowered as opposed to Rexithil or E4 because Jason went, like I said, you could do and went in all the Unchained rules and stuff and specialized himself into a specialization, which you're free to do. Go through the archetypes and the Unchained stuff, and you can kind of change yourself around if you want just one time.
I'll look into it, but I think I like being a basic bitch.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think my paladin's serving his purpose. And
I'm sure, like, you'll keep it relative to the damage we do, aside from Jason. Yeah. Because if we're gonna be constantly hitting these numbers that we are, you know, it'd be kind of ridiculous if things just start fucking wrecking us and we can't kill them fast enough.
Well, I mean, all I'm saying is that, you know, if you could optimize your stuff without really changing much, like say you don't want one part of your spec, like, okay, for example, with Samurai, one of the things was mounts. Like you got a mount, but Alex didn't want to mount, so he changed his archetype so that he got something that's actually useful towards what he wants to play for his character. I don't know, just be something to look at if you want.
And I like got rid of trap sense and stuff to go straight dagger rogue, which means I'm not good with any other weapons, but with daggers I get extra sneak attack damage.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not huge changes to the character. It's just slight changes that might even more benefit what you're trying to do than the vanilla class. All right, let's get started. As soon as I open up this page. Okay, so where we last left Morden. No, I'll probably be able. You'll probably be able to do something other than 1d8, but you're not gonna be able to do 2d6. I can guarantee that much. But anyways, where we last left Morden, he had just finished a conversation with Felix towards the back of the Callistria's grotto, and Felix mentioned that he is going to be attempting to not overthrow, but go from the inside and get a job at the Spire of Leisure, which will then lead to him being in a position where he is able to actively infiltrate the inner workings of Alexander Fulbright's place. So, where we were at exactly is you had just finished hearing that was what you were going to be doing. So I'll let you take it from there.
All right, Felix. So, when is this interview of sorts?
Well, I don't exactly know what he has in plan for you. I can tell you what he did for me. He had me kind of do different tasks which he thought I might be well suited for, and then he judged me based off of which task I was best at, and that was the position that I was put into, which is the position of I deal cards at the a poker table, and I also occasionally perform slight shows and impromptu things like that.
Sounds like something that I could do rather well. I mean, you've seen me at cards. It's one of my specialties.
Exactly, which is why I asked for you specifically for this job. Well, you know, that and the fact that this whole thing is kind of because of you.
Very true. Well then, Felix, should I prepare in any way? Do you have any tips, or do we just head over there? I don't have anything else to do today.
Well, yeah, we are actually going to head right over there. But I guess I would try and I would mention to you that Alexander knows full well that you are the one that destroyed the old casino that was his main competitor. That might put you in an enviable position. I would suggest you maybe play that up or play it down how you wish. Other than that, I would say to not think of any of these tasks as a linear type of task. Think of it in every single facet that it might be meant to be thought of in.
If he knows about me destroying that casino, does he not know about my debt? I find that it could be possible he would be suspicious considering his former ties with your association.
Oh, well, what do people with debts generally need to get?
Plenty of money.
Jobs. Exactly.
I think I know how to play this. Alright.
Alright, shall we head over, or do you have anything else you need to take care of before we do that?
I think I'm all set. Let me go kiss my mom. So I'm gonna go
Alright.
over, find her.
Yeah, she's just kind of tending to things in the main kind of area.
Oh yeah, Mum. I'm off to do business. Wish me luck and all.
Oh, yes. Don't go burning any taverns down this time. I don't think we can make 2 slaves out of each of us.
You know, they
She
say
says with
burned
like a
it down.
sly grin.
That wasn't my fault, you know. It was the other men at the table who brought the fire.
Well, it's all a moot point right now, isn't it?
So true. If I can play this correctly, we may be able to see your debt fulfilled.
Well, we would certainly love that, now wouldn't we? But I trust you, Morden. And she kind of leans over and gives you a kiss on the cheek.
Love you, Mum.
And she kind of rolls off and goes back to what she was doing.
Yeah. I'm gonna go over to my dad and kind of give him the same treatment.
He kind of stares you in the eyes and then puts his hand out for a man shake.
I shake his blackened fingers.
Son, I know you'll make us proud.
Only using the skills you've taught me.
Exactly. You can do a performance like anybody I've ever known. So, go and do it.
Alright, Dad. I will see you on the other side.
Alright, and then you see Felix is kind of standing by the door, like
Yeah.
waiting, kind of looking awkward.
I'll walk over to him. You ready, Felix?
Ah, yes, I am ready to go. I mean, you know, I'm not really doing much. I'm just kind of walking you over. But, I hope you're ready.
I'm always ready. You know me.
You better be. This is my name on the line, too.
Which one is that?
Felix, of course.
Oh, but of course. Lead the way.
Alright, so, yeah, so you guys kind of walk out of the tavern and you head towards the Spire of Leisure. And you get to the front door, and upon getting to the front door, you don't actually open. There's a couple guards, and then you see it kind of open, and they open it in front of you, and there is a man, imagine him like, I'm imagining him with Alfred from the Batman animated show. You know, kind of like pompous looking, like with his back completely straight, hands behind his back, kind of butler look.
Mhm.
And he says, so you must be Morden Darkeye.
The very same. And
Yes, my master has been awaiting for you. Please, come in. We should not make him wait any longer.
I'm right behind you.
Yes. And so he kind of like leads you in, and you guys go in towards the main kind of atrium area, and he goes and he says, "Oh, Mr. Fulbright, young Morden is here along with Felix." To which Fulbright kind of turns around and says, "Ah, yes, Morden Darkeye. I believe that I have you to thank for my prominent position that I find myself in right now."
If I'd only known that my missteps would lead to your rise in power, I might have joined my allegiances a little more wisely, if you know what I mean.
Yes, well, fate has a funny way of working things out now, doesn't it? But, let's not tarry. Felix tells me that you have an excellent hand in cards.
One of the best.
And he also has mentioned your great debt. And, well, I can assure you that I pay all of my employees very handsomely, and you would not be an exception to that.
What kind of pay are we talking? I've got quite the debt to overcome. I've been working it off for many, many years.
Yes. Well, I mean, I actually don't know the actual numbers. You'd have to get with Dustin over here for that. But I will say that I've heard it's quite a bit. I mean, I have way more. Money really doesn't mean anything to me at this point. But I will say one thing. I have been known to help make capital investments, shall I say, for some of my more esteemed employees. Maybe we could work out some sort of deal where we could maybe get your debts paid and you would pay me over time instead, and I could offer you a, well, far better arrangement, possibly.
I am intrigued. Honestly, for me, money is not the issue. It's all about the welfare of my parents. They're slaves, as you know, mainly from my mistakes. I would much rather be working instead of them. They foolishly decided to sell their lives in exchange for mine, and I've been working to overcome that debt ever since.
Oh, well, that's something we could talk about, I imagine. But let's not tarry any longer. Let's get to the actual audition. And so he kind of like starts walking off in a direction, and Felix kind of like nods in the direction, and you guys start walking after him. And he
running.
Kind of yeah. You're kind of briskly walking. Yeah, because this guy's like 7 foot. But anyways, so yeah, you guys are briskly walking, and he leads you into this kind of a larger looking room, and you see that it's kind of ornate, like beautiful red curtains all over the walls, and you could tell that this is kind of one of the nicer areas of the casino. And as I said earlier, the casino is the entire first floor, so it's kind of like the floors are separated into the vices that they are particularly serving. But so you're kind of in this nicer section, and you see a table set out in front of you, and you notice that it's what you would consider like a blackjack table. You see kind of the deck in front of you with the semicircular table with a spot for you to stand, and actually a little stool for you to stand on too, luckily enough. But you see this, and Fulbright comes over to you and he says, "Well, this is the first part of the audition, and I have to say, this is one of my favorite parts in a lot of ways. Well, you see,
This is the blackjack table, and we pride ourselves here at this bar at having the worst odds in the country. And because of that, our method of doing that is that, well, we cheat. It's that simple. But the primary thing with this is that you can't get caught. If you could get caught by these men, well, they are pretty good at noticing these things. They are some of my more prestigious clients, and they will have their eyes on you. But they do not know that this is your first time. So this challenge, per se, is that you will have to rig the table a little bit, and, well, you have to make sure that every single one of these men leaves the table with no money.
Easy enough. That's
Is
how I
that-
usually play.
Exactly. How will you go about this? Well, that's up to you, but that is your goal. I'll be leaving now. We don't want to arouse suspicion, but young Master Dustin over here will be escorting your guests in shortly. And at that, Fulbright leaves. And at that, I'm gonna go use the bathroom real quick.
What are you thinking here?